coming down the hill. This island's got a magic, baby, ain't no place gives me that thrill. 'Cause we love Tasmania, and that's why we live here. Yeah, we love Tasmania, got the blues but we don't care. From the mountains to the ocean, this island keeps us near. Hear that cold wind blowing through the tall gum trees. Oh, that cold wind's blowing, singing low and free. But the peace out in that silence is the sweetest song to me. 'Cause we love Tasmania, and that's why we live here. Yeah, we love Tasmania, got the blues but we don't care. Every sunrise on the water makes the whole world disappear. From Cradle Mountain to the Franklin shore, you leave this land one time, you'll come running back for more. Wild hearts, wild places, and skies forever clear. Yeah, this island holds our stories and it holds us year to year. So pour another coffee, watch the clouds drift low and wide. Yeah, pour another coffee, let that day roll by in stride. A good life grows slow out here, with the ocean as our guide. We love Tasmania, and that's why we live here. Yeah, we love Tasmania, every moment feels sincere. This island's got a heartbeat and it's the one we always hear.
Yeah, welcome in. We love Tasmania as well. And welcome in on this Turkey Day of 2025, wherever you are listening around the world. It is, we're a day ahead here in Tasmania, so it is the 28th of the 11th today. And yes, I am going through my stuff the other day and I found my Sydney Olympics 2000 supporter shirt, and it's got some special meaning. I'll show you that. I'll talk about that soon, but yeah, I just thought I'd showcase that right there. Hey, welcome in, Kenneth. Good to see you, my friend. And yeah, this is just another pop-up. Everyone's busy on Turkey Day, family and friends. What have we got? We've got Radio Jonesy, you're up and over on, so thanks for that, broadcasting on the 2 channels as well. Tasmania Island Life and Radio Jonesy. Let me just click this here and click that and move. Yeah, and welcome back. Yeah, so how's everyone's day gone? And what time is it in the US, if that is where you are right now watching? It is, we've got someone popping into Tasmania Island Life. Thank you very much. We're broadcasting on 2 channels today, Radio Jonesy and Tasmania Island Life. Tasmania Island Life is on its journey for the 4K, and I'll give an update on that later. See where we are at, actually. Waiting on a delivery too. The parcel man should have been here by now and he hasn't arrived, but it says he's at Hobart, and that's the other end of the island. So if he is at Hobart, he won't be coming here today. So, which is a bit disappointing. Okay, so that's there. Got my little friend Charlie. He's down on the floor there chewing on sticks. Okay, I just tried to feed him some lunch, and apparently he'd rather eat sticks. Oh, it's a dog's life. Yep, 2 people now at Tasmania Island Life. Thank you very much for popping in over there. That's where I am on the bit of a push there for watch hours. Currently, if I'm at the right channel, no, I'm just going through my analytics here. I'm not on that channel. That is Australian Radio Indie. We want Tasmania Island Life. And currently, I've got a couple of subscribers today. There's 1,331 subscribers. And let's look at the watch hours, which is the important thing at this. We're at 3,684. So that is 316 hours to get. Ooh, getting close now, people. 316 hours. That's going to be. Oh, you'll see me live. Look, I hope I'm entertaining enough for you to stick around. And welcome in, new people coming in. I can see by the numbers. Thanks for dropping by. How's your day going? How is everyone on this day? Are you watching from the US or are you in Australia? What is going on in your world today? Maybe we don't need that close. But there we go. We've got the showcased shirt. This is the Sydney Olympics from 2000. That seems like yesterday for me. I can still remember working there and doing my thing, and even watching Kathy Freeman with the lighting of the cauldron, and she's in that lycra space suit, whatever she wore, and when she was running in the race in her 400 meters, she had the first time I ever seen anyone running with those the air resistant suits, and she had the one over her head and her hair, so might have been tying in those ears, give her a bit extra. Sydney Olympic shirt in the background. Well, we can make that in the foreground, but it is special. There is, I will show that special reason soon. There we go. Look at that. There we go. Club. Oh, get rid of Shawnee's little comment. Yeah, Clubs New South Wales. And it says underneath there, official supporter of the Sydney 2000 Olympics. And there is the Sydney emblem and the supporter, and on the back, the reason. On the back, we've got medalists who autographed the shirt for me. So we'll talk about them later, but the autographs are there. Yeah, I was going through a tub inside the house in the cupboard. I thought I was looking for something else, and I thought, hey, here's my old shirt. And that's 25 years ago. It's getting a few little blotches on it. I suppose you expect that after laying in a tub for so many years. But, yeah, do I wash it with them autographs on the back? I don't think I will. Anyway, we'll talk about who autographed it and why and when. How's your day go today, Shawnee? Yes, and did you hear the numbers, Shawnee? The numbers are, drum roll, numbers are 3,684 as we speak. 3684. Data showing as of the 22nd of November. So that is 6 days ago. That's the latest update we can get. But if you go to the live, hang on, I'll get off the shirt in a sec. If you go to the live count, I'm always fascinated by the live count. And why can't they do a live? If they do a live count, why can't they give you the live count in their eligibility data, as what they call this? Cameras. Yeah, so actually, where were we yesterday? On my last live, were we? Okay, that's done there. Were we on this one? No, we wasn't. We must have been on this one. There we go on there. How's that looking? Does that have me as anything? Is the EV Mux logo over the top of me on YouTube? I wonder. Because I was watching another one the other day, and I had EV Mux. We are thankful. I'll click that button. No, I'm not over the top. All right, that'll do me. Very nice. And as they say in the classics, when you're coming in, don't be a bum, hit that thumb. All right. Yeah, so there we go. So how did your day go? How's everyone's day going? And how is your day going, Shawnee? The wonderful Shawnee Grows from the fabulous Shawnee Grows channel. I like catching up with Jason and Tara today on their channel. I'll tell you what, we're having typical Tasmanian weather. Rain's back in again, light drizzle, grey cloud. We had blue sky for about 4 hours. Welcome to island life. Seriously, weather is crazy and cool. You know, like we're days away from summer. We are days, literally. Summer starts on the 1st, which will be Monday, I'm assuming. This coming Monday is the first day of December, and in Australia, that is the first day of summer. And we're normally at around 18 or 19 Celsius, getting up to 23s to 26s in the warmer days. And, man, it's like 13s and 10s and 15s if we're lucky. And I was watching the weather forecast last night on the TV, and they give a good local. They show the island from space, and then they show you the weather, the way the weather swirls, and we're getting more from the South Pole at the moment. So the Antarctic air is swirling around past the Antarctic and coming up to Tasmania. That's why the weather is cooler, and they were explaining that last night on the news. And yeah, it was a little bit, a little bit off-putting, knowing that we're getting the fresh air from the Antarctic. But hey, what can you do? You just got to put a shirt on and smile. And I'm on babysitting duties at the moment. The baby is sound asleep on the floor, which is fabulous. He's been a good boy today. I let him out the back, run around for a while. I went up to the vegetable garden and pulled a few little weeds out. I haven't put any mulch over it yet. it's a pretty poor garden, to be honest. There's one really good tomato plant, a few little ones that are struggling. Then there is the beans, and the peas are going good. I haven't put the peas in the ground. I've got peas in pots everywhere, and we're getting snap peas and snow peas. We've been munching on them as we're in the garden. Wait, I'm trying to leave them, trying to get them up and going good. So when the grandson turns up, he'll love that. He loves it now, so he'll love it even more. But yeah, we went down and bought a few things for our early Christmas that we'll be having when the daughter arrives with the grandson, and we'll be got a few little things planned. So we've been doing that, and if you really like to know, I've got a load of washing on. I've got the dryer going, and playing happy little house husband today, as we do. All right, here we go. Shawnee Groves has come in at Radio Jonesy because she's got a nice little star next to her name on this side, and she's over there in Radio Jonesy Land. Ooh, multitasking you are. Yes, I've cooked lunch. I've got dinner ready to go, and fed the dog, which he didn't really. I fed him breakfast, and he ate that. And good news about the cat. The cat is eating the cat doesn't take the medicine that the doctor gave us or the vet gave us, but the food that she told me to get. So I bought that, and he's a real fussy eater. He's a funny old cat. He is woofing that food down like there is no tomorrow. So I could almost give him 2 helpings of wet food. He's eating one lot of wet food, and the wet food has the medicine that he needs in the wet food. So all systems are good on the animal front. Umming and ahhing whether I need a goat or a pet lamb or something that wants to eat grass. I don't think a little calf would survive on my hill too well. But it would be cute having a cow. Haven't had a cow for a long time. And let me say, I have had a pet cow and some sheep as pets. So, yeah. All right. There's not a lot of chat going on with the lovely 5 people we have here, so I'll have to use my spidey senses and start working out what to say. So, in saying that, let's talk about the wonderful Sydney Olympics back in the year 2000. Who can remember that? I would have been a sprightly young man in his 40s, enjoying life. Life, he says. I could have been in my even 39 back then, just trying to do the math. But here we go. Let me it's a wonderful keepsake, to be honest with you. It's a lovely shirt. The sponsor for the volunteers and the workers there were Club New South Wales. And what they did have, Clubs New South Wales, what's it say on the sleeve there? Clubs New South Wales, your Olympic Games link, and it was a fantastic logo, like the Sydney Olympics, the boomerang, and the Opera House. That's what the things are there. But on the back, if we look at, I'll just put that shirt here for a sec. Now, if we go into, welcome into the, Gandalf, good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. And welcome in. And as we talk about the Sydney Olympics, if I go to my little thing over here, click this button. Whoop. Yeah, still should be broadcasting. The screen went a bit funny. What am I doing here? I should go over here. Oh, as I'm doing behind the scenes, I should. When I had two screens, it was much easier. Okay, the Sydney Olympics, officially the games of the, what was that? The games were held in Sydney, Australia, from September 15 to October the 1st in the year 2000. They were widely considered to be one of the most successful of the modern games, featuring nearly 11,000 athletes from 199 nations and a variety of new sports like triathlon and taekwondo. The event was remembered for its spectacular opening ceremony, and which included the Indigenous Australian athlete Cathy Freeman lighting the Olympic cauldron, and for the urban renewal transformation of the former industrial area, which they turned it into Sydney Olympic Park. Yeah, that area where the Sydney Olympics were held, or where the Olympic Stadium is, that used to be the old Homebush abattoirs, and it was. I was in that industry with trucks at the time, so it was really weird to see that whole business be shifted to different areas. Like the abattoirs itself was demolished, and the meat works then was spread between the outskirts of Sydney, where the different other meatworks were. They ended up picking up the pieces where the Sydney one was, but the distribution areas were divided into 3 different locations, which I was a part of, and it made it nicer for me. It was a brand new, nicer environment instead of the old weird old place that we used to work, and the smells of abattoirs. If you've ever driven past an abattoir, the smells are just, phew. Yeah. So I'm just trying to find out. Just putting in a little bit of information into the computer. It comes up the Australian cycling team for the Sydney Olympics included top athletes with notable success for track cycling, including Scott McGorry, Brett Aiken, and Brett won the gold in the Madison event. I'm just seeing if Brett's, because I met all these guys at the end of the games, and it included Gary Newand. Okay, that's why I got his autograph here. He was a legend, Gary Newand. He won multiple. He won a silver in the men's Keirin, and Bradley McGee, which Bradley McGee won bronze in the men's individual pursuit, and the men's road team, including Stuart O'Grady and Robbie McEwen, absolutely Australian cycling legends, won medals as well. And then I know I got a Sean Kelly. Here we go. Sean Eady, Daryl Hill, and Sean Eady, Daryl Hill, and Gary Newand won bronze in the men's sprint. Stuart O'Grady, Robbie McEwen selected in the men's team. Scotty McGregor. Tell you one thing here, they haven't put in Sean Kelly. Why don't I have a look here? You know what? They haven't put him in the AI stuff. Wow. So AI is not as good as what it says it is. Let me have a look at the official website as the rain comes tumbling down. Here we go, Robert. Allow notifications. Why not? Stuart O'Grady. Brett Lancaster, Gary Newland, Graham Brown, Luke Roberts. Subscribe to the team. No thanks. I'm not that keen. Scott McGarry, Sean Eady, Shane Kelly. Shane Kelly won a bronze, and he's not in the because Shane Kelly's Olympic history. Oh, this must have been before the Olympics. They're putting this page out. Oh no, it's after. Shane Kelly. Let me share the screen. I'll come back to dual screens. I really need to get another thing. What we got? Gandalf. Hey, Crazy Life Homestead, welcome in. The Moose. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're having a great time. Yeah, Brisbane, bloody Brisbane. Gets hot up there, let me say. Should be in Tasmania. So Demis is helping out over there at Tasmania Island Life. Thank you very much for that. As well as Shawnee Grows. Winter storm coming, hey? Demis made it here. Gandalf saying hi. Happy Thanksgiving. And Demis saying back to Shawnee. I have to wait to get my Christmas tree up until after the storms. Okie dokie. You getting a live tree, Shawnee? What are you serving for early Christmas with the daughter? You know what? I haven't planned that far ahead. That is a few weeks away where usually it's the hot weather. So usually we actually do like cold hams and salads and stuff like that. And then we have like desserts and things. But who knows? I'm not sure. Yeah, we usually have prawns and a bit of we have crab every now and again. Not too sure if my gout's going to handle that this year, but so I'll talk about another subject later about a friend of mine who's had a sore toe, which I've got, and he finally went to the quacks, and the news isn't good for that. So it makes you think. You said, Jonesy, go get it checked. It could be more than gout. On your crazy life. Yes, welcome in for sure. We have some strange stuff coming our way also. Some flurries. Ooh. Some flurries. All right. So we get back to Sean Kelly. And he was the first guy to sign the shirt, and he put his moniker on there, and he's put his bronze. He wrote bronze on it because, unless he won a medal. Like there's other medalists on the shirt as well, but they didn't write what they got. Let me go to share screen. Shane Kelly, here we go. Share screen. Should pop up down the bottom here. And I have to do this. Doing EV Mux is a little bit different. But there is Shane Kelly. Lovely lad. Very nice person to talk to. All these Olympians, like they spend half their life, like training to become these athletes that they are. And this cool cat who won a bronze medal, he actually, let me go. What else can we do with Shane? Let me have a look at his website. Okay, here we go. Shane Kelly. Okay, Shane's story. A 5-time Olympian. Shane started his Olympic career being pipped for the gold medal by the last rider in the field in the Marino of Spain in the 1,000 metres in the time trial in Barcelona in 1992. 4 years later in Atlanta in the US of A. In 1996, Kelly, now the reigning world champion, was the hot favourite to win gold in the time trial in that event, but his foot slipped on the bike's pedal while starting the race, and his race was ruined. He rebounded to win the bronze medal behind the Great Britain rider and a rider from Germany in a time trial, and he won the bronze in a time trial at the Sydney Olympics. And that cool cat, at Athens in 2004 and in Beijing in 2008, Kelly competed in a total of 5 events. Best placing was a bronze medal behind Ryan Bailey of Spain, and in the Kirin event in the Greek capital. In other events, the team sprint in Athens and Beijing, and time trialed in Athens and the Kirin in Beijing. The Kirin is the one where the motor, like the electric motorbike, goes in front. That's a pretty cool one, and then gets them off, and then they pick up the pace, and then they break away, and off he goes. And Kelly finished 4th each time there, so he just was pipped at the things. But he was at the 2008 Beijing, he was at Athens in 2004, Sydney in 2000, and Atlanta 1996, and Barcelona. So he is a legend of Australian cycling, Mr. Shane Kelly. Just getting all their facts removed from screen. And this is where I have trouble with this thing. Okay, it removed. But I'll go up to here. Playing. I'll just click this button, go to the... but here's his moniker. Right at the top there. Shane Kelly, bronze medal in the 2000 Olympics. And I've got others all signed the shirt as well. But, yeah, so like, honestly, the thing, if you don't use it, throw it out. If you don't use it over so much time. Well, this has been in a box for a long time. And I'm glad I didn't throw that one out. There we go. That'll stay out in the little trophy room out here. I'll find a nice place for it. So, here we go. Back to the chat. We have some strange stuff coming our way. Yep, I think I've read that one. Shawnee's coming in with hello, hello. Feels like 10 Fahrenheit, 6 to 8 inches on the way. Well, enjoy your... looks like you're going to have a white Christmas, Shawnee. 29 degrees in Kentucky. And 28 here in Ohio. Only an inch of snow by tomorrow evening. Okay, well, I can happily say we haven't had snow here on our property since I've been here, and before that, it's only snowed once in the last 50 years here on the house. But just up the road, elevation goes up. It has snowed further up the hill here recently, but doesn't reach down here where the something to do with the obviously the temperature a little bit warmer, and up there it's a little bit cooler being up the high. Up at the elevation, obviously. All right. So what did you think of Mr. Kelly having... Does anybody else have any sort of treasured autographs on clothing or anything else that they've kept? Or are you... look at that. Or are you not into that sort of stuff? I got sporting players. I used to have an autograph book, and I used to take that everywhere. Who knows where that went to? I love that book. I had so many some of my musical friends. Like, these are the days you never had a camera to do a selfie with people, so you get them to sign your little book. And I used to get musicians and sporting athletes, like cricket players. You'd be, back when you're growing up as a kid, football players that were. I went to see Australia play Norwich in soccer, or football, depending on where you're watching. And Norwich is just an English soccer team, but they come out here on a tour, and the Australian national team played them. And I was lucky enough to be playing at the time for a club where one of our club players was actually in the Australian team. And I said, I'm going to be at the ground. And he said, will you come about 20 minutes after the game to the change rooms? And he said, I'll get you in. So, I went with a few soccer balls and a few little things, and I got autographs from all these legendary players. And then I was welcomed into the opposition's change room, and I had no idea who these guys were, but I had a couple of posters because I knew they were playing them, so I went hunting for some posters. So I found some posters, and these guys were laughing that, hey, he's got a poster of you, like whoever he was. I didn't even know who he was, but he was a player, and I got his autograph. And but all this stuff, who knows where it's all gone? Yep, Shawnee's going, nope. Yep, no sports, no autographs. Come on, Shawnee. I don't even have signed books. Oh, come on. You need a signed autograph from Radio Jonesy. That's what I'll do. I'll send you a 10 by 8 that you can put in a frame, and I'll sign it to my favourite moderator, Shawnee Grows, and special YouTube buddy. Katie's in the kitchen. Where else would she be? Somewhere around here I have a baseball with some autographs on it. I knew you would, Gandalf. This is where we're all hiding. We are. We're not. We're just chilling out, having a bit of fun, watching the Watch Hours grow on tour with Radio Jonesy. I'm very pleased to announce I've got about 320 odd to get. So, and that's from 5 days ago. So I've already got some in the bank. And we were talking about live. I was showing to Katie the autographed Sydney Olympics shirt that I have. So might talk about that later on again if we get some new people in. But let's go to over here where if I click that, I go to analytics. I go to watch time. I go for 365 days, which is current. Oof. See, as we speak now, YouTube's telling me I've got Yes, YouTube's telling me I've got 3,991.8 at watch hours as of now. Like, this is supposed to be the up-to-date stuff. But you don't get signed off on that. You're going to get signed off on what's the official count. And underneath that in green, it says that is 931% more than the previous 365 days. Let's go to lifetime. See what I got in lifetime views on this channel. Because I don't think I got... Oh, yeah, I got... In lifetime views on this channel, I got 4,378. So I did have some watch time, which is interesting. And as we say in the classics, right? Oh. As we say in the classic, hey, Beltwood Homestead, welcome in, Gary. Good to see you, my friend. And that is the gardening. Oh, Planet Jonesy's in too. Good to see you, Jonesy. Yeah, about 320 odd hours to go. Hello. All right. So, let's go back to here. It looks like she's decided to perch on the trash can tonight. Okay, so I missed something there, did I? Oh, chicken. Talking chickens. I have to deal with the chicken. Be right back. Love the chickens. All right. So Planet Jazzy's coming in saying he's in Bali now. What's the temperature like there, brother? Because it is raining and it's probably about 13. Computer's telling me it's 15. Just popped in. Light rain. So it's good for the garden. I was digging out another garden bed today while I was listening to the White Rock Homestead Marathon Live. Ooh, here we go. And yes, we have chickens. Oh, you're at work. Okay. It's been raining. Okay, probably getting what? It's not monsoonal rain, is it? Jeez, look at this. She's rubbing it in. 29 Celsius. It was 15 here, mate. And it feels worse than that. If you're out of the wind, it's not that bad. But in the wind, it's a bit... and I'm waiting on the courier to arrive with a package. There we go. Good on your belt loop. Look at that. Gary's come straight in. I was too slow on the uptake on that. There you go, Planet Jonesy, the best temp I've ever heard. 29. Oh, the rain's coming down. At least I know my water supply out the back there is filling up very well. When's the monsoonal sort of season for you guys in Bali? When does that happen? And did you convince them, Gary? They won't do it. Shawnee Groves, they won't do it. They don't want to get their hands dirty. I've got one good tomato plant growing right at the moment, Gary. I'm hoping to get one tomato from it. Turkey's in the brine and ready for tomorrow. Yes, I know Turkey Day was today, but things did not work out aligned to have it today. That's fine by me, Katie. As long as you get it. And you know what? Things are meant to happen for reasons too. I tell you that. I believe in that. Grow some potatoes, Gary. They're easy to look after. What sort of crops is he growing? The chief. Hope they're legal crops. Okay. Got my sister from Tasmania staying here with us. Oh, that's awesome. Say hi for me. Look at that. Look at that flag. Right there. And welcome. Say hi from Radio Jonesy all the way up the top end of the island. Oh, man. And it's flogging down with rain as we speak. Let's move the camera. Oh, the rain comes. Here comes the rain. Here comes the rain again. Can't see rain, can you? For whatever reason, the rain doesn't come up. I'm going to start pruning them flowers. They're starting to hang low to the ground. We don't want them catching any diseases on the ground, but yeah. Hey, have a go at this one, Planet Jonesy. This is a picture I took years and years ago. It's a big one. They're the big posters that you buy. And that's the picture of the Sydney Cricket Ground, the Sydney Swans and Hawthorn. It is a bounce up, and the ball is up there. About to come down so they can tap it on their way. Anyway, there we go, Jonesy. I thought you might enjoy seeing that one. There again is the wonderful. Found that today in my inside when I was going through some stuff. My old shirt from the Sydney Olympics, autographed by most of the cycling team. There is a couple of equestrian riders there as well, on the autographs on the back. But yeah, I thought I'd bring that out and sort of showcase it today. Yeah, with the autographs on the back. Okay, where are we now? Let's look at the chat. He let me go, though, through the summer. Near the end of summer, he said, take it home, and somebody else made a big deal about it. And there's always some party pooper. Thank you. It's always good to have the Tasmanian flag flying high. Show me the rain. I tried my best. I forgot to video the snow while I was in the garden. Yeah, typical YouTuber, Shawnee. Do what counts. Do what's best for number one first, then YouTube comes second. I'm hoping for it to come warmer soon, Gary. I'm planning on doing on tour with Radio Jonesy. We'll be doing beach. I'll be down at the beach, any beach. This is a challenge I've set for myself. This was set for me by somebody else, but I've modified it. Somebody else challenged me to go to the beach for 365 days. Go to the beach every day for 365 days, and you will just, even if you film for a minute, if the weather is terrible, and you're down there and it's pouring with rain or whatever, and there's lightning and thunder or whatever, just film every day. And I said, 6 degrees Celsius, where Beltlib is. I said, yeah, that's a great idea. And then I just couldn't get to it, you know. Yep. For the Americans, it's 42. So, yeah, I'm going to be down the beach every day filming over summer. So that gives me 3 months of walking on the sand and showing the different tides, because if I go down at high tide and I go down at low tide, the difference with the sand is amazing, how much the tide comes and goes. But if people keep watching them, even if they only watch them for a short time, they'll appreciate the flow of the tides, you know, and the weather. You know, hopefully, I don't want to be walking down there wearing a parka. I want to be walking down there wearing a pair of budgie smugglers. Not quite, but a pair of those football shorts, close enough to budgie smugglers. I'll never be as cold as where Shawnee is. Show me the money. That sounds like a movie line. I love the rain. I suppose you do when when it's really hot, especially where you live in WA. You would love the rain. Your current time will be halfway through my workday tomorrow at 2:59 p.m. It's coming up. So I started this 5 minutes late. Yeah. I quite enjoy the way it... this way the old EV Mux was working for me. I don't mind this one where you got the what I like about this is that when you do watch a replay and you actually can see that you can read those comments as they're scrolling through. Reverend Dream, good to see you, my friend. Welcome in. Let's look at the numbers over here. We got 5 in at Radio Jonesy. And we're broadcasting as well on Tasmania Island Live with 6 wonderful patrons over there. That's where we're chasing the watch hours over at Tasmania Island Live. If anyone would like to watch a replay at the end of just before they go to sleep,
and it might keep playing when they are asleep, that will suit me really fine. Got just over 300 odd hours, 330 odd hours to get. I'm going to get there before Christmas. And there goes the cuckoo clock. So that is the hour. There we go. My student won the National Junior Olympic Championship for boxing. That's fantastic. Well, I'm only, sorry if you come in late. Sorry, I've got the wrong picture up. Well, I'm showcasing my Sydney Olympics supporter shirt, and on the back I've got some medalists from the Sydney Games. They've autographed it for me. Some absolutely legendary people there. There's Sean Eady. And there's basically some cyclists and a few equestrian riders. So they do the horsing events as well. They were where I was at the time. We had a function at the end of the Olympics, and I would have loved to have got some of the huge celebrities of the day to sign, but alas, I was not around where they were. So, so little old Radio Jonesy is very happy to have what he's got. I am thankful on this Turkey Day to be thankful for the life I've led, the life I've had. I've done so many interesting things over my life's journey. It's I'll get back to the chat. Yeah, I've done so many interesting things over my life. I cannot complain about one little thing. And thank you, Reverend. Much appreciation, let me say. Do appreciate each and every one of my subscribers, my members, and people who pop in and pop out. I call them the lurkers. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks very much for dropping by, spending some time with us, and just enjoying life in general. And does Australia have its? We have no Thanksgiving here. No, we are thankful every day. We don't need a special day. That's a good line, and I'm sticking with it. Now tell me why. Like, I sort of know why, but as an American, tell me why. Why is Thanksgiving Day on this apparent day? Yes, tell me why. Tell me why. I put a new video out this morning, Jonesy. Okay, mate, I'll be looking forward to seeing it. I didn't pop into my feed. I've been scrolling around this morning. I've been, how I've got multiple channels. Well, I can watch YouTube via the multiple different channels. I'm trying to watch certain content on certain channels, and then that content will continually be there, like circling around. Like that's the channel I like to watch certain shows or content creators. And so I'll fit you. I'll make sure yours pops up in the one I regularly look at. My good mate with a fantastic name, Planet Jonesy. Why wouldn't you have a good name? Like, you should be huge and successful in YouTube. You keep doing what you're doing, mate, and you will. And then you disappointed me, but I'm sure you'll do some more. That's all good. I will watch you in WA. Not a problem. Yes, I think I said. Unfortunately, we don't. I don't know why. You know, like, g'day. How's life over in Tassie at the moment? 15 and rain, light rain at the moment. Tassie's not that bad. I can't really complain. And how's life going for you, Mr. J Reverie? I have to. We bought a new car. Woohoo! Let me catch up to that comment. We bought a new car here, 2 weeks old now. 3 days ago on the main road, a motorcycle rode into us. Oh no, scratches and dents. Now, one good thing is that he wasn't hurt and nothing was broken. Oh man, well that is a good thing. But it's, it's broken in now. Each. How do you go with insurance for that sort of stuff over there? It'd be chaotic, wouldn't it? You'd be lucky to get it, I'd assume. And what model car? That would be interesting to know. Anything that I'd know about? I hear you, Katie. Hey, Belt. He's saying hey to Gaza. Here we go. I knew he'd come up with the first Thanksgiving must be on this a Thursday years ago. Okay, here we go. You ready, everybody? In 1789, President George Washington declared Thursday, November the 26th, as a day of public Thanksgiving after he was asked by the First Federal Congress. What was he asked? He was asked to have a day of Thanksgiving. George Washington, wasn't he is he the guy who had the wooden teeth? Is he the president that had, his denture, he made some wooden dentures or something? As I vaguely remember seeing something about that. It's a very weird thing to remember too, isn't it? Just quietly. Okay, what we got here? We got we bought a new car. Okay, yep. Glad no one's broken. Excuse me. Thanks, Gary. Appreciate you. Gosh, 27 degrees here in Northland, New Zealand. It sucks. I miss your climate. Yeah, mate. I hear you. Look, I hate Queensland. I don't hate Queensland. I love Queensland, only in winter. My daughter lives in Brisbane, and I just can't stand those temperatures. We went up there for a wedding not that long back, and it was fun to be in the sun for a good week or so, but we were even more glad to jump on the plane and get out of Dodge, so they say. So Northland, New Zealand. So what part of? I've been around both islands. That was on a trip. Like I've had a holiday. Basically went around, seen everywhere from, up the top of the North Island to down the bottom to Dunedin. It was a beautiful, beautiful place to go and visit. New Zealand's fantastic for a holiday. You got everything you ever wanted is in New Zealand. But I've got some musician friends. You know the band MySex, if you ever remember that band from way back? A mate of mine in that band is living in Auckland, and he can't sell his house because of the earthquakes. He can't get the price he wants, the price that it's worth, because of really no one's buying. They're buying there, but they're not buying the top echelon houses. They're not hard to sell. And if he wants to move to live in a similar sort of house in Melbourne somewhere like that, he has to downgrade. I told him to come to Tassie. I'm hoping he does. It's Colin Colin Bailey, by the way, if anyone knows. Colin, he's a lovely musician, fantastic guy. My wife's got a special name for him, Colin. She calls him Bubble Nose because she's met him twice. Like twice she's been up close and personal at a gig where he's come to give you a hug and that, and he's had a cold. And both times on two separate occasions, not on the same day, like weeks apart, he's had a cold. And, when the bubble comes out of your nose, that happens twice. You would not think it happens once. And we told him, and he just goes, "Oh, man, I'm so sorry," hot and sweaty after a gig, and he's, sweating, he's just breathing heavy. And in the green room after the gig, and gives her a big hug and cuddle, and he's got a big snot bubble thing comes out of his nose. Oh man, things we remember, things we talk about. It's crazy. Yeah. Colin's a fantastic musician too. He's got his band over there running around. They're called Bailey. They narrowed it down to the third Thursday in November so they can have a 4-day weekend for those that get off for the weekend. Yeah. Well, I'm off today because they booked me to work Sunday. And I said, Sunday's my family day at home with the wife because she works on a Saturday and usually I work on a Friday. But anyway, long story short, they said, you can have Friday off. And I thought, well, you know what? I will have Friday off and I'll take your extra pay on the Sunday. Yeah, the bougie crowd. Yep, says Gandalf. Okay, let's catch up on the chat. 5 minutes behind. Planet Jonesy, I had a lady rear-ended the Reverend in a 2025 Chevy Trailblazer after getting it with 200 miles and turning into our yard. 9 grand's damage. Ouch. Sorry to hear that, Rev. Hope it all sort of worked out strangely enough. George Washington, the first president of the US, and yes, he had some wooden dentures. Isn't that strange that I remember these things? I would have heard that at school. I think I heard it at school, which is like going back to the 70s. And why would it just pop into my head when I read George Washington? First president. Awesome. What's his... There will be more dents and scratches over the next few years. I'm thinking it's a Toyota Agra. I don't know what an Agra is. Agya. I'm assuming it's a small car, like a Corolla or something. Yeah, we've got. He made it out of ivory as well. Okay, so he made some out of ivory. Yes, Washington had wooden teeth. The first president of the USA. Isn't it funny how you remember these quirky little things? Not that he was remembered for famous sayings or for... I couldn't tell you one of his famous sayings or whatever he did in his career, as the first president. I can remember he had wooden teeth. That's... that's what you... Yeah, the South Island is awesome. Reminds me of the west coast of Tasmania. Sure does. It sure does. And a lot of Kiwis have been over here working, doing the NBN, like putting in the national broadband, cabling system for Telstra. And everywhere, I've met a lot of these guys, and they're all Kiwis, like mainly Maoris. and they're all talking to you, hey, bro, how you going, cuz? All that sort of stuff. And you say, oh, yeah, what part of New Zealand you're from? You're just talking, the standard chat. And they all say how great Tasmania reminds them of New Zealand. And if we're ever going to move to Australia, why put yourself through the pain of living in the big cities of Sydney, where you probably could only afford a little place out in the western suburbs, which is miles and miles away from anything nice. Come down to Tassie, where it's all pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Reverend Dream comes in with Planet Jonesy. Reverend Dream, 1999. As long as no one is hurt, that's the important thing, mate. Definitely, most definitely. You know, YouTube's been popping up some. It won't sell for the price he's asking for it. Then it's not worth what he's asking. Yeah, I know, that's the old real estate saying, but what they're saying is that the market in Kiwi land is like rates are doubled, like everything else. Electricity prices are booming. Prices on food and groceries and petrol, everything else, prices are going up. You know, your gas prices are up. People are struggling to survive, and it's just. I think we were talking about the housing sales, like auctions are down, like the when you put a house up for auction. Yeah, that's the thing about New Zealand. It's a little bit different from in America. Like in America, you can go a little bit away from a big city and you're in a sort of satellite town, or whatever you want to call them, close enough to get there but far enough away where you're comfortable, and you're getting good value for your properties. Whereas, like in Sydney, for crying out loud, little dumpy houses in the middle of nowhere are getting $1 million. Yeah, that's right, $1 million. Crappy houses because it's in Sydney and people want to live there, and more people are coming into the country. More and more people want to live in Sydney or Melbourne. Some go to Brisbane, and the rest are sparsely. But most people gravitate to Sydney, and Sydney's urban sprawl is absolutely horrendous. Just to get around Sydney is chaotic. If you haven't been to Sydney town in lately, as I watch the birds flying and eating the spiders, which reminds me, I had a huge spider here the other day and I lost him. He's found a nice home somewhere. He walked down the wall and I was going to get him and I didn't. I thought he got under the desk, and he could be under the desk. I got to get down on my knees to have a look. But anyway, yeah, the earthquake they had there was tough, and about 15 years ago, and it's very hard to sell. It's definitely, especially for the quality houses, you know, like He's got a video out on YouTube, and Dance My Dance, and they're dancing around up there, like high on the hill, like basically where he lives. I better not give too much more information out of people's. Let's change the subject. Well, they would have made one lump sum adjustment for property like that. You'd be shocked at the housing prices in Australia, Gary. Yeah, that was funny, but yep. Okay, we went to hospital and had a chiropractor for 22 months. But we're blessed, no more. That's good. Yep, good trade. Toyota Agra. I'll have to look what they are. If your friend's in Auckland, he may have been from recent floods. He had some Auckland houses have about 30%. No, he's high on the hill. He's high up. But yeah. He's got a place in Christchurch as well, to be honest. And he made his money back with the band called MySex. Like most musicians, if you didn't spend it wisely, you spent it stupidly and it's gone. Well, a lot of the good musicians bought property. And have you been to Bishano much at all? It looks like they're getting some good weather over there. You know what? I got to spend more time on the East Coast. I got to. I don't spend much time there at all. I've been there only a couple of times, but we're in the process of hunting around for a van. We want to get a weekender, like a what you see all these van life people, but we just want a basic van where we can throw a mattress in the back, take your barbecue or your little gas cooker, your portable loo, your shower tent, whatever you need to take with you, and go away for a few days, and then just. I don't want to build a camper per se. I just want something where you can crash. He also chopped down a cherry tree. Yeah, Tassie feels like home away from home. As a Kiwi, the bigger cities in the warmer areas on the mainland feel like more foreign. Don't they what? Honestly, don't they what? And let me say, I used to live in Sydney. I can honestly say I moved out of Sydney when I could because I was a country boy. And I said to my wife at the time, my kids aren't going to grow up in this rat hole. I want to move them to a nice rural area. And we moved up to Newcastle. And then we went down to Lake Macquarie. And we had a lovely little village on the lake. And it was absolutely lovely for the kids to grow up. They could swim down the lake. They could water ski, take canoes out, fishing boats, sailing boats. They had a great upbringing, with the water. And the beaches were only, you had to get in the car, but the beaches were only 15 minutes up the road. And they had a fantastic life growing up where they were. And that's what I wanted. I didn't want my kids living in the city sort of limits and having to deal with all the stuff that goes on in the towns. And right now, my youngest is in Brisbane. She's married and living her life with her husband and a little child and doing good things, and both got jobs, and she's doing a degree at the moment with trying to get into forensic science and stuff like that, and policing, that sort of stuff. Hey, Capo Bro. Man, it's hard to say your name. Did I say it right there? Capo Bro. Good to see you. Welcome in. And if you're new to the channel, I'm broadcasting on 2 channels at the moment. We've got about 40 minutes to go. I'm on Tasmania Island Live, and I'm also on Radio Jonesy. There's only a handful at Radio Jonesy, and there's more over at Tasmania Island Live. I'm chasing watch hours over here at Tasmania Island Live. That's why I'm there. Got about 300 odd to get. I have been talking about the Sydney Olympics. Here's my supporter shirt when I was at the Sydney Olympics. I was talking about this earlier on in the live with Clubs New South Wales. and got some wonderful autographs from the cycling team, Shane Kelly, Sean Eady as well, two bronze medalists from the Sydney Games, and also a few other cyclists and a couple of equestrian riders from the Games. That was my little show and tell piece today. I quite like doing that. I might do a bit more of that every time I do a live. Bring one thing out to showcase it. I've got. I'll have to do my homework and work out what's best to show. I've got lots of little knickknacks and paddywhacks from all different people. Like just here, just sitting on the windowsill. Who knows Guns N' Roses? All right, the band Guns N' Roses. Who's the guitar players in Guns N' Roses? Everyone knows Slash. Who's the other guitarist in Guns N' Roses? Does anybody know his name? Now let me, we'll just run down the chat for now. We'll see what's going on. Recommended your channel. Gandalf recommended your channel. Awesome. Thanks for popping by. Bella, watch your toes, Jonesy. I've heard about the Tasmanian spiders. I got my boots on. Definitely have. I got me heavy duty steel cap boots because he was a big one and he was walking around. He's probably behind one of these pictures on the wall, I'm guessing, but there's only one way to find that out, and we won't worry about that. If I can't see him, I'm happy. That's the main thing. Spiders, Tasmania, we get them. All right, let's just keep going down the chat. Let me catch up. I'm 7 minutes behind. Jonesy, wolf spiders, like in your short vid, social spiders, they can live in parks. Yeah. Well, I do help a lot of them out with the broom. I do put them out on the far side of the yard, put them in the garden. The birds here are like vultures. They swoop down, and I was just watching birds before. They were eating some bugs, spiders, whatever they were eating, but they were catching them down in the corner of the house there. Tell you what, the jack jumper ants are the ones you got to worry about here too. When they bite you, oh man, you know it. But I live in Mississippi, the lowest cost of living state in the US. Yep, good on you, mate. Like I said, I quite liked. We went down to Clarksdale, Mississippi. We seen the wealthy in the nice houses, and we seen the poor people in the poor houses. And everywhere we went, everyone was smiling. Everyone was happy. They all were glad to talk to an Aussie. It was that's where we caught up with Morgan Freeman. Actually, he's got at the time he had a club in Clarksdale. It was called Ground Zero, and it was a blues club. Fantastic place, and the mayor of the town and Morgan Freeman went halves in the club, and it was absolutely wonderful. Yep, thanks for that, Gandalf. Yeah, man, I'm just I usually put the second channel out here when I'm on the free version of EV Max. You can stream on two channels at once. So I'm doing the same live on the two channels, which that reminds me, Shawnee. Where'd Shawnee go? I've just got to do something over here. Click on this button. Yeah, so it's let me click this. And by the way, I'm on my I'm on the journey to get the third channel monetized. Yes, the third channel. You're never going to get rich with YouTube, but if you can get a little bit with a lot of channels, it seems to work. Like it seems to work. Okay, so anyone over at Radio Jonesy now, and usually I do this an hour into the live. I am late today. I just clicked the monetization button on that one. And here we go, I'm back again. And we're getting back to where we were. Capo is from around Perth. Awesome. Well, that's one place I have not been. I've been to the States. I haven't been to WA. So I'm going to rectify that one day. Yeah, a van would be fantastic over in Taz. Sounds like you have a great idea. Yep. Seeing accommodation can be pricey. It can be. It's what it is. Over here, we've got so many cool spots where you can camp. It's legal for free camping. You can camp at, you know how a lot of places don't want people sleeping at the beaches and doing all that sort of stuff. Well, over here, they designate areas where you can do it, and and tourists, like we are a tourist island. Our two things here are logging and our timber exports, and our hospitality industry, like our tourism industry, are the two biggest exports that we do, and we do it pretty well. It's going to be, and that's one thing I talk about too. I talk on Radio Jonesy. I do talk about finding your spot. You know, like I grew up in a country town, and I didn't grow up in a country town. I was a young boy in a country town, and my father was a footballer in New South Wales, like in the country town we lived in playing rugby league. And in the rugby league, he made the New South Wales country team. And then playing in the country versus city games, he got picked by Canterbury Bankstown, the Bulldogs. But at the time, the Canterbury Bankstown were the Berries back then. And they signed him to a contract to say, come down and play for us. So he went down to Sydney to play in the football while we were still up in the country town where we were living. And eventually we bought a second house. So we had a house in the country and a house in the city. And we sort of lived between the two of them for a while he was doing his sport. And so I did live in Sydney for a while. And I wasn't too keen on the idea. You should get more potassium. Jonesy, you should get more potassium in your life. So what are you saying, Shawnee? Wait, where did this comment come from and what's going on? Why was this said? Potassium. I do get a few cramps, let me tell you. Yeah, she's the daughter's that's the youngest daughter. The eldest daughter, right? She says to me, she's doing a few different jobs, traveling around, doing her thing. She comes to me, and it's typical kids. You just let them go, They find their feet. They do whatever they want to do. And like I was in the music scene, so I'm going to different clubs, and then I started booking bands in different clubs and venues. And so I got to know all these club managers. And she said, Dad, do you know any of your club managers that are hiring staff? He says, I want to get a job in one of the clubs because they do a lot of late night work, so they get paid penalty rates. The money's not that bad. I hear the government's making changes to the pension age and circumstances. I don't know where you hear that. I haven't heard anything about that, but I'm very close. If they change the pension age tomorrow, I will retire now. That's why I'm looking at it. I'm not 67 is ridiculous, and 67 is what it is. You can retire at any time you want as long as you've got the finances behind you. But there are ways to do it. There are ways to get around it, and I have a lot of people in my life in the music scene that I live in, my age group, in their 50s and 60s. And let me tell you, I know all these ways that these guys are surviving either with government assistance and music or full-on retirement doing their thing. So if you ever want to ask me a question, Jonesy, just sing out. I know you got a few more years to go, I think, as you were saying. Yes, Shawnee. Yep, we just got the alarm saying 30 minutes, but I am behind, obviously. Thanks, Cup. How do I say that? Am I saying that right? Capo bro. Capo bro. I don't know. I'm doing it wrong. Love the shirt. Thanks, mate. And it was in a box. It was in a tote. I was looking for something else, and that jumped out at me. And I thought, why is that just living in the box? I could just hang it out here in this room. This is another room outside. Like, this is off the house. This is a studio out the backyard. This is where all my little knickknacks are until, as the rain comes pouring down. Oh, the garden's getting a good drenching. Yep, the garden's getting a good drenching. Yeah, so numbers, yep. There's Carpo Bros channel. I will have to check that out, actually. My phone went off. I was talking as I do jump from subject to subject. And let me tell you, has anyone come in at who's the other Guns N' Roses guitarist? Don't go to Google. Yeah, anyway, let's just keep running down the chat for now. Just sub to your other channel. Thanks, mate. I have subbed with the bell on with your driving videos. You were so helpful to me to see some of towns I don't get a chance to visit on my recon mission visit. Well, thank you. I'm in the Northwest, so a lot of my driving is around the Northwest. The plan is, as soon as this channel is monetized, I'll be doing like a weekend away over in the East Coast, because I need to get a lot more videos of the East Coast, because there's so much beauty over that side of the island that I haven't shown yet. And then I need to get down to Hobart to show everyone the crazy city. Oh, Shawnee Groves has nailed it. There you go. Richard Fortis. And the winner is Richard Fortis. So talking about little knickknacks you have, there's a guitar pick. It's got a skull with daisies, which is the emblem from the band, The Dead Daisies. So Richard gave this to me. It's got Richard's autograph on it. That's Richard. It says Fortis number 4 TUS.com. That's his website. 4TUS.com. Richard Fortis. Yeah, that's a guitar pick from Richard. Obviously, I've seen him in the Dead Daisies more than I've seen him with Guns N' Roses. But yeah, we spent some time with Richard, actually. We've got some stories to tell about that. Went sailing. Seen him at a Christmas party on the rooftop of Triple M in Sydney. I've got some videos on Australian Radio Indie with him playing. After the gig, got chatting away because their record label executive was a friend of ours through the radio station, because they used to come into the radio station that we were working at and talk to us about yes, that's been done. Talking to us about here's a new album, here's a new song. This song's coming out. We're giving you first use of it? Would you like interviews with him and all that sort of stuff? Bummer, I X'd out of the wrong tab and had to restart the Radio Jonesy Live. We'll just slide it forward. Get on your Gandalf. Carpo. I'll stick with Carpo. We'll leave the bro out. You dropped the TUS from the channel name. Oh, yeah, it's four TUS. Look at that. That's a bit of a coincidence. That's so cool. There was a lot of free spots to camp. So many towns to experience snowfall in winter. Yep, and see Central Tas seems like Maena. Yep. There's some. Yeah, we were talking the other week about if we were ever going to move from here, because up here in the northwest, I'm in Burnie, so up here in the northwest, we've got hospitals and shopping centres and all the government-assisted offices that you ever need are right at our doorstep. Everything's here. But we were talking about getting some land, and why don't we buy somewhere like an hour and a half out of Launceston or similar out of Hobart on the highways there, in the middle of the island somewhere, even if it's only an hour out of either side. But because the airports there, the major airports in Launceston and Hobart, are fantastic. You can get some fantastic flights just to get over to the mainland if you want to go. Like you can get $38 flights if you book them right with Jetstar, and it'd be crazy not, cost you more in petrol just to do it. Like the ferry cost you, just to get across on the ferry by yourself without a car, cost you $129. And then if you want to book a cabin on top of that, if you go in the day, I always recommend going in the daytime, because the water is amazing to see the Bass Strait when you go across. But it's good for the garden, all right, Gary. It certainly is. I can't go to Yahoo. Axel Rhodes is the only name I come up with. Axel, yeah. Yeah, his voice is going too, I've been told. Big time. Axel Rose, yep. The Dead Daisies, what a band, Gandalf. If you haven't, actually, where are we, Gandalf? Let me have a look at my little musical. What have I connected into here? I've got so many data memory banks. Where's my music? On this computer. I'm just looking on this computer. Music. YouTube music. Playlist. No. No, not on this computer, Gandalf, but I can email you some of their stuff. On Australian Radio India, I've got some of their songs, especially the early stuff when John Stevens was the vocalist. And what their band is, the Dead Daisies, one guy runs it, and he's David Lowy, which is the son of the Westfields mega millionaire. He gets the best musicians from the best bands that aren't playing and puts them in a supergroup, and they're called the Dead Daisies. Don't start me on music, I won't shut up, and then we'll run out of time. 20 minutes. Axl Rose is an anagram. Real name, William Bruce Rose Jr. William, so would he be named Billy? Billy Rose. Billy Bruce. AVAXI, not AXI. Gosh, what cheap flights. That's awesome. Yeah, you can get, I think the last lot were $39 flights to Sydney or Melbourne, one way. And then getting the return flight's about $140, so for under a couple of $100, you can fly into Sydney and fly back and have a good weekend away, especially with music. Here, I've got to drive an hour and 45 to Launceston Airport. I've got two local airports that will fly me directly to Melbourne, but the prices for these little planes is ridiculous. They want like $600. They're close and handy, but if you go to the big airport, they're a lot cheaper. Definitely give them a listen, mate. You'll love their rock. They're a good rock band. Thanks, Gary. That was 2 minutes ago. I'm catching up. Be right back, he says. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Good. 18 minutes to go. Thank you, Shawnee, for the warning. How's the drive to the airport? I've done about 7 of them so far. I'm never going to get rich on it. It will be a little thing to do when I'm retired. It will give me a little bit of income. But I've done 7 passenger drives to airports. So I thought I was going to get rich at one stage with that idea, Shawnee. Steve called earlier today, said he was doing a live tonight. He must have fell asleep. Well, you just have to put up with me. From memory, when I flew in 2024, it cost me about $800 to get Tasmania from New Zealand. Was it direct flight? Because at the moment, Hobart's doing direct flights to New Zealand. They've just announced that about 6 months ago. But before, you had to fly into Sydney or Melbourne and then fly from there to Auckland or Christchurch or wherever you. There's a kookaburra going off in the background. I've got to get one of those. I've got to get a new microphone so you can hear everything. Yeah, kookaburras are pretty cool. He did a live earlier. Oh, okay. I missed it. Hope they start doing direct flights instead of having to fly to the mainland. Yeah, I think I've just nailed that one. Yeah, they're doing it out of Hobart, not Launceston, unfortunately. Launceston's closer for me. What's your third channel? I got Radio Jonesy. I got On Tour with Radio Jonesy. That is Shawnee. I've got a network of channels, if you really want to know. Yeah, and radio. Look, I've got a channel called Radio Jonesy Clips. That's relatively new. What I'm doing there, I'm putting like little bits of different videos from all different channels that I do into this one spot. So, yeah, Radio Jonesy Clips. That's a project for next year. And where are we? Let's go to wrong one. Let's go over here. Click this button. Oh, while I'm here, I might as well click this button. On tour with Radio Jonesy. There you go. Thank you, Shawnee. That's the first channel that I got monetized, actually. And if you like music, I've got Australian Radio Indie, INDIE. That is where we first kicked off my YouTube journey, was with that. And when COVID was in full swing in 2020, we were getting paid by some wonderful not radio. We're getting paid by some wonderful record producers and publicists to promote some music, mainly country music, unfortunately for me, but they were paying, so we were doing it. And I got some good stuff on that channel. I'm pretty proud of it. I'm down to 300 watch hours. I had that at 3,000 at one stage, watch hours. Hey, Bobby, good to see you, mate. There's Bobby from Petty Jean River Homestead. Good to see you, mate, and welcome in. We've got about 15 minutes to go before Uncle EV Mux cuts me off at the 2-hour mark because I'm a cheapskate and I haven't paid for it, so I get the free version. And the free version is pretty cool, as you can see here. If you want to just do a full screen with EV, this is the simplicity of EV Mux. You've got the dynamic scene, is that one, whereas full screen, what you normally see, you could get a couple of people on, and you can add the screen here. Like you could have 2 different people on, or you could have a little subject matter, or you could do all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff with EV Mux. Oh, I can't click that one. Don't do that. To cancel. And you can just do. Then you can set up your other stuff. Like if you really wanted to pay for it, you could get a version like this, and you can be Christmassy. See, it's got the EV Mux written in the watermarks there. That'll be all gone. You can put whatever picture you like in the background. So EV Mux is going places. It's definitely see the EV Mux show. Look at this. Welcome to the EV Mux show with Radio Jonesy and the the one-eyed alien who's always sad. Look at that picture. So, I'm starting to get into EV Mux. I might actually get it if my YouTube income keeps up. YouTube can pay for it. And I'll just, because I plan on doing lives with Radio Jonesy and Radio Jonesy on tour. Oh man, I'm showing stuff. Okay, come down to here. Shawnee Grows. He said he was going to do it live, and then he hung up. Yep. Oh wow, that's amazing. The non-direct flights were the main thing stopping me from moving, as it would be hard for my parents to visit. Yeah, the direct out of Hobart. I'm pretty sure if you look it up now, flying to Tas, direct to New Zealand. Or they were advertising with us on the television here saying we're getting ads coming on probably 6 months ago. The ads have stopped, but I think that was like them doing their come now. You can do this now. In the beginning of the live replay, he isn't even at the computer. Shawnee's been doing some looking. And that's the gardening channel, Outback Tas. Yep, that's going to be a big hit sensation soon. With my, I've started saving my paper bags, Shawnee. I'm just trying to work out. If I put the paper bags on a thing like Mark did on his video, with the potatoes in them for grow bags, if I put them on the back of my building here, they don't get sun all day long. They only get sun from after lunch. I'm not sure if that's going to be successful. I need to do it out in the open somewhere. So I'm just umming and ahhing. I'll work that out maybe tomorrow. I'll have a look at that idea. After my nap, I checked out his live. He did at the beginning and at the end. Well, I much appreciate that. Yeah, if you like what you see, stick around. It's, it is. I tell you what, we've got a cool little community here of all different sort of people, and on tour with Radio Jonesy. That channel actually is. The story with that channel, I got told to dump it because it's not getting views, and if you don't get the 10% of your subscribers as view count. So if I got over 4,000 subscribers, I should be getting 400 views a video. And if you're not getting 400 views at 4,000 subscribers, you're doing something wrong. So I've just got to improve that. I'm trying to do that to get me views up. So yeah, that's the tip for the day. If you're a YouTuber, if you've got 100 subscribers, expect 10 views on your video. If you're getting more than 10, you're doing well. If you're getting 100, you're doing fantastic. If you're getting more views than you have got subs, that's unbelievably successful. You're on a winner. But don't count your shorts in that. Your shorts are a whole new animal. Shorts are my nemesis at the moment. Yeah, I'm an ideas man. I get an idea and I go with it. Thanks for the link, Shawnee. I agree with that. Thank you. And that's Australian Radio Indie, the music channel. If you like a bit of music, there's all sorts of stuff on there. There's some podcasts, there's some interviews. That's where I started. Australian Radio Indie was my first venture into the YouTube landscape. It sure does. Yeah, the gardening channel is, you know what? I got talked into this really by, from White Rock Homestead, basically, and Shawnee Grows. So Jason was saying to me, you've got something that other people haven't got. You've got a view of the ocean. You've got, a barren block of land. All you need is an animal. You've got Charlie. I've got a dog who's sound asleep right just over there. Actually, he's been perfect this afternoon. He's just been sleeping. Yeah, and he was just saying, it'll be a winner, mate. You just got to do stuff and build things and get into it and do stuff. And yeah, at the moment, I'm working a job at the moment part-time and doing a few other YouTube things that are getting me first. But let me tell you, that's in the process. I was doing some work up there before. I should have filmed it, actually. Getting a third garden bed ready. But I was just realising if I plant that as a garden bed now and I've still got to cut me firewood up that's up the top of the hill, and to get that down the hill, if I don't get that down the hill safely and correctly, it might wipe out the garden that I put in. So, yes, I got to I got to go up the top of the hill and cut all that firewood up and bring it down. That's what I've got to do first. So that could be a video for that channel. But at the moment, with this wet weather, that hill and that long grass at the moment, it is extremely slippery. So, and dangerous, so I'll keep it away for it for a while. 2 hours is quite a bit of time for a live, like the 2 hour limit. Yep. Well, we're coming up to the 2 hours. Where are we at? We're at 1 hour and 55 minutes. So we've got 5 minutes left. Yes, I'd like to thank everyone that's coming in, especially channel members. Look at Shawnee Grows, fabulous channel member there. You see the little star there coming up. She's obviously over on Radio Jonesy. Let's look at the numbers. We've got 10 wonderful people, 8 over at Tasmania Island Life, and I really do thank you because that's giving me another bunch of hours to get the channel to monetization. I'm at 3,000. What was that? What did I say, Shawnee? 3,600 and something. Hit the button. Watch time. Hit that button. I'm at 3,684. So that is only 326 hours to get. And then YouTube will have to pay me for ads. And, I apologize for people watching YouTube and having to see ads. But hey, thanks, Jonesy, mate. Appreciate you, let me say. I enjoy watching your content. So get some of that Bali content out again. The wonderful guy with a wonderful family doing his life between WA and Bali. So still struggling with my channel. I just enjoy doing them. Gives me a reason to get out and about. That's how I first started, mate. What you got to do, look at your analytics, work out what's getting the most views, and try to redo those videos again and again and again, whether it's going to the cities on the motorbike, showing areas, whatever it is, mate. Just, I enjoy everything that you're doing over there. So, yes, thanks for that, Gandalf. Bobby, we've got about 4 minutes left, mate, and then it's going to shut me out because it's the cheap version of EV Max. I will never unsee the one-eyed sad face now. I know, I love that, eh? It's the one-eyed sad face. The one-eyed sad face. There you go. Everyone's got one. Everyone's got one, that's for sure. And where are we? We're on this one. So when you use EV Max, you got proteins, and you can make all these different proteins up, and you just got to click the protein you're on, and it just changes you to what you've pre-built. Welcome in to this side, Bobby. Good on you, mate. Looking at the clock. I was talking away on my last live, realising it already finished. Paper bag potatoes. That's what it'd be. Along the fence. Yeah. What side? I got the timber fence or the tin fence. What side do you reckon? I'll get a couple of planks and a few little things and some trays, and I'll get into it. Charlie, the Tasmanian dog. Yeah, the daughter should be doing that one, but she's not. And we're all thankful for everybody here on the American Turkey Day. I am looking into coming to Tassie next year, mate. We'll definitely catch up when you do, my friend. Definitely. And we got a couple of minutes left. That's it. 3, 6, no. Shawnee, we're at 3684. That's where we're at, 3684. Always good listening to you. Thank you, Jonesy. Really do say hi to your sister for me. Okay. Ciao for now. See you, mate. Thanks for coming in. Really do appreciate you helping out with the watch hours too. Have a good day. God, 2 minutes behind. Let me get to the end before we finish. Got a minute to go. Good night, everyone. If you're still here, cheers, Gandalf, says Jonesy. That's better than Wendy calls it. Laugh out loud. Inverted nipples. Ooh, ouch. No, I'll pass that one. How do you live? How do you like living in Burnie? Love it, mate. I absolutely love it. Lovels told me to skip it, driving around the island, mate. It depends on what you want. If you want to have a nice family life, this is awesome here. Absolutely awesome. Parts of Burnie, there is, like everywhere, housing commission, cheaper areas. There are great schools, great shops, fantastic community. I'm having a great time here. Don't believe everything you hear. Let me say that. I come here because there's a hospital and the shops. Everything else surprised me. It's a fantastic town. Beach is fantastic. Sailing, the community, the museum. Mate, if you mate, crime. I haven't seen any of it. I've been here 5 years. All right, time's up.